Gonna let this rock for like 5 seconds, 10 seconds.
Mhm.
All right. Hello, darlings, and welcome to Tags Live, the live edition. I'm your host for the night, Kodi Maurice Doggette, and I'm filling in for Stevie. And alongside me is my boo, my Miss Thang, Miss Teddy Alexis Rodriguez, right?
Yes.
How you doing tonight, Teddy?
It is literally on the tag, bitch.
Bitch. I'm like, do I know her last name? Are we friends even?
Aw, we haven't had a luau in a long time. I'm
I
excited about this.
know. This is long overdue, right?
Yeah. How are you,
Well,
baby?
I'm good. I'm glad to have you here. And you look so lovely.
Thank you, baby. So do you. We
Thank you,
saw each
darling.
other like less than a week ago, so what a
Oh, yeah.
blessing.
I know, twice in a short span of time, and
Hmm.
I'm loving every second of it. Thank you for coming on tonight, Teddy.
Of course, anytime.
All right, before we get started, I just want to remind everyone that this month on Thursday, August 15th at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're having a live stream Kiki available to our Patreon members. We'll be telling personal stories and I'll be performing 4 songs, 2 covers, and 2 originals, including Talk About It, which was inspired by this podcast. And Talk About It is available everywhere, so just go give it a listen, okay?
Mhm.
So grab a tier on our Patreon and you'll get lots of extras like commercial-free podcasting, an extra episode a month, and access to our Discord channel and a monthly hangout. So go over there, sign up for a tier like Sugar Daddy if you're feeling
Mhm.
generous, or sub, or what's the other one? I think it's
Dom, I guess.
Dom, yeah, let's go with that. I might have to cut this part out. But yeah, so go over there and just grab a tier and we will see you at the hangout. All right. Now that everybody is reminded, Teddy, are you ready for this jelly? I was
Uh,
really ready for this
I don't
jelly.
think I'm ready, Kelly.
Kelly, can you handle this? I don't think so. All right. Teddy, how is your Kamala Brat summer going?
It's been a ride this last summer. Like we literally I'm actually nervous about if you know politics, you know that there's something called the October surprise, which is every
Okay.
4 years there
Are
will
we
be
waiting?
something crazy that happens in October. And I'm like, what else is going to happen? We have an assassination attempt, we had
Oh my
the actual nominee step down, the vice president get nominated, all of that in like a span of less than 30 days. So I'm actually kind of nervous, but excited about the new ticket of the Democratic Party. And I think they are gathering some really good energy. So yeah, I'm looking forward. My
Cool.
inner nerd is really excited.
Oh, nice. Well, mine is going strong too. And between Charlie XCX and Kamala Harris picking the new
Mhm.
Tim Waltz as her running mate, things are shaping up pretty nicely, I feel like. And to everyone wondering how this relates to our LGBTQ plus community and this podcast is because Waltz has a strong record of supporting LGBTQ plus rights, according to the Human Rights Campaign. In July 2021, he signed an executive order banning the practice of so-called conversion therapy for minors, making Minnesota one of the first states to do so through executive actions. He has also supported legislation to protect LGBTQ plus youth in foster care and has been vocal about the need for comprehensive non-discrimination protections. Walz consistently appointed LGBTQ plus people to key positions in his administration and has worked to make Minnesotans a leader in LGBTQ plus rights and inclusivity. As a history teacher in the 1990s, Waltz also helped start his school's first gay straight alliance. So, Teddy, what do you think about Kamala's choice of running mate and how this decision affects our community?
The vice president, it's traditionally not as relevant as the main person, unless it's somebody that is on the stream, right? Somebody that is really exciting or somebody that's really bad. And we can remember.
I mean, that sounds like this election in a nutshell.
Yeah,
Somebody
right.
that's really exciting and somebody that's really bad.
So for her, I think she made a very safe choice, and I do like the fact that he has a strong background in supporting LGBT people. I was excited that Pete Buttigieg was one of the people vetted. I
I was
didn't
going to
think
ask
he
about
was
him.
right about selection for this specific ticket, and the reason for that is that he's just very young, um, exactly my age, so Queen Wink, very young, and also I think he needs a little more experience to be at the top of the ticket. Though, however, I think he's profiling to be at some point an actual nominee because he really has the whole package. So yeah, I'm excited. And I think they have a really, really real shot at uh, really cementing themselves into being our next leaders for the next 4 years. So
Yeah,
I'm
I couldn't
excited.
agree with you more. I think that this is a wonderful pick for Kamala. I think that shows everybody that she is dedicated to progressiveness and that she is willing to do what she needs to do in order to win this election in the hearts of the country. So
Mhm.
kudos to her. And yeah, we'll keep watching out, and good things hopefully are coming our way. So, moving right along, in Missouri, Republican candidate for Secretary of State Valentina Gomez, who last week had remarks on Imane Khelif, the boxer that was under fire about gender disputes surrounding her.
Mhm.
She is quoted as saying, Gomez is faggots don't belong in women's sports. I know, right? It was it even hurt me coming out. I was like, oh my gosh. uh, so that is enough. But also in February, when she set fire to LGBTQ plus inclusive books with a flamethrower. So
Yes.
she's serious about this, I feel like. And she pledged to ban books such that were LGBTQ plus inclusive. If she was elected as Missouri's Secretary of State. Her entire campaign has been filled with hateful anti-LGBTQ plus rhetoric. And this person, and I use person lightly because, and I put it
Mhm.
in quotation marks because we're not sure yet. She's
Right.
come in sixth on Tuesday's 8-person Republican primary in Missouri. So even the Republicans don't want her, and
Yeah.
because she's a lovely fifth alternate in this pageant, she didn't even win a sash. Oh my god!
She wore a participation medal. There's a participation medal.
Exactly.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for coming. We and check your flamethrower at the front door,
No.
please. Teddy, what words do you have for Miss Valentina?
You know what she's doing? It might look funny and light, somebody using a flamethrower, but that kind of imagery, it's really serious because it really evocates the medieval times where when we're talking about burning books and things of that nature, a lot of people died during the Inquisition just because their books, not because they were anti-Christian, just because they were just pagan and just like a regular pop book, right? So those things we have to take them serious because the imagery, it's not coincidental. It might sound idiotic, but it's not coincidental. So I do take it
Mm-hmm.
seriously. And they really are scrapping the bottom of the barrel when they find this white Tina bitch. I don't know where they got her from, but
Oh, white Tina.
wow. I look her up and and she has followers, so we do have to take it seriously, and that kind of imagery is very problematic and really really scary.
Yeah, I agree with you. I do think that her coming in six is telling of how society is viewing her and her very divisive comments and her ideology and how backwards it is really. And I feel like that may hold some sway, and it looks very good for us as a community and a society going forward. But you're right. I think it's very troubling and it's very worrisome that she's even out there and people can put stock in what she has to say. And so I say we watch out for this bitch because I was trying not to call her a bitch, but
Sorry.
facts are facts, America.
It just rolled out of my mouth.
Yeah.
And these people, I just, some of these bad weeds, they don't go away. So she might have come 6 this time, but what if next time she has a better, campaign, and then she's top 2, and then she got selected. So those are the people that we really need to call out by name and make sure that they stay away from office because they're not fit to serve.
No, her words, and I'm paraphrasing here, were that she is destined and ordained by God to have this platform, and she's the most prolific candidate out there right now. So no, yes, we definitely need to be watching out for her. Just because she came in 6 does not mean that she is not still a threat. So yeah, definitely keep your eye on this crazy lady and her brother, apparently. Oh. Come on, segue. Because this gets weirder, y'all. Gomez's brother, Jonathan, was fired from his job as an aide in New Jersey. To a New Jersey mayor, after it was revealed that he had donated money to his sister's campaign. Jonathan Gomez Noriega worked as an aide to Jersey City Mayor Stephen Fulop, who is a Democrat, and also served on the city's LGBTQ plus task force, which is very surprising to me. Gomez Noriega resigned from that task force on Monday, issuing a statement online saying that while he did not support his sister's hateful remarks, different beliefs shouldn't divide us. And on Monday evening, Gomez Noriega was fired from his job after his sister posted a video online that included a recording of a conversation between Gomez Noriega and Mayor Fulop.
Oh.
In the recording, I know, right? In the recording, Fulop can be heard telling Gomez Noriega, if it's not clear where you stand, then you're not with me. You're with her, and you can't work with me. Teddy, what are your thoughts on this matter? And do you think someone's familial bonds, do you have brothers and sisters? I don't even know.
I have a sister, twin sister.
You have a sister. If your sister, twin sister? Mm-hmm. How do I not know this? We need to connect. Okay.
Oh, sure.
If your sister came out with anti-LGBTQ rhetoric, do you think I should hold that against you? And if you were a mayor's aide, do you think that those remarks should be, is it a fireable offense for your sister to come out this way?
Yeah, so we're really having 3 conversations at the same time.
18. That's why I was like, I talked to you about me doing these notes today, and I was like, oh my God, there's layers on layers on layers here. Exactly. So I had to make sure I got it right. But go ahead, continue.
So the idea of somebody's familiar bond should not affect your ability to hold a job. However, they're talking about a public servant. So when you're a public servant, and not necessarily only politicians are public servants, we're talking about community, college employees, all of those people really do have to demonstrate that they're not in shady business, because just the appearance. Remember, when you're a public servant, the money that you get paid, it's the money of the people. So that's why there are higher standards. It seems that there isn't, because our politicians are so corrupt in this country. But if you're a federal employee, all the clearances that you have to get just by default. In my school, I have to get my fingerprints. There's a lot of standards that most of the people thinking about the private sector, they don't have to, because they get to have their public lives. However, we do have higher standards. And that's probably the reason that he got in trouble, from what I've very, very lightly read, because these employees are really what they call trust employees. So if your employer doesn't trust you as they're serving the public, then you're pretty much employed as what they call at will,
Yeah.
and you can be let go
Yeah,
legally.
those were the exact words that were used in when the whole firing situation was discussed, is that he's an at-will employee. So he
Yeah.
can be, I think New Jersey is an at-will state, which,
Hmm.
that's my home state, and they do all kinds of crazy things over there, but I love it. But I do think that this issue is, for me, there's a conflict of interest here. So I
Exactly.
think the firing was justified in my personal opinion, because even though he did come out and say that he does not hold the same ideals as his sister, the way that this looks to this politician and to have this man underneath his wing, it because the offenses are so visceral. Like,
Right.
she's burning books. She is caught saying the F word. I'm not going to say it again. But I think that because of how controversial and how her hateful rhetoric hits so many, presses so many buttons in our community and with us, I think that when you grow up with somebody, then there are certain things that are programmed in you, and you can unprogram yourself from having those views. But he donated to her campaign, and
Oh,
that was seen as an offense as well. So I really think that it, it just did not go his way, and he probably should have asked his sister to hire him on her campaign if he really wanted to be in
sure.
politics, because it's it's very messy. And if I were that mayor, I would not want to have myself associated with this person, because it just looks like he could be aligned with his sister. And really, honestly, he just loves his sister. If it were my sister, I would never donate to her campaign, never in a million years,
Well, he could have
because I wouldn't
disavowed
even
to.
talk to her.
Yeah, but he could have disavowed of what she was saying. Additionally, we were talking about the books and things, but there she also has rhetoric about committing crimes against LGBT people, and she uses more violent and more derogatory language than what I'm using. Obviously, I'm cleaning it up. So if you're a public servant and you're clearly saying I am not going to serve these people, that's actually called EEO discrimination. So
Yeah.
it's just girl, there's so many fails for this person to get like he ain't winning any suits or anything like that, so he just need to sashay away.
Yeah. I mean, the as far as the mayor is concerned, because he's an at-will employee, he's completely covered as far as the law is concerned. And why would he want this controversy associated
Yeah.
with his job as mayor? He doesn't. So at the
Mhm.
end of the day, he's going to get rid of this controversy, because if Jonathan Gomez Noriega did not make it clear that he was completely against his sister's ideals and what she stands for, then I say wash it. So, and that's what they did. So I'm here for it.
My
And
girl,
since we're,
bye.
I know, right? It's so heavy, but let's lighten it up a little bit.
Okay.
But it's still kind of based on what we were talking about. So
Okay.
in this time where political views are so divisive, what happens when Cupid's arrow lands on someone whose political views starkly contrast with your own? Can love truly bridge the ideological divide? Did I say that right? Okay, all right. I've got
Ideology.
all the ideological. That's what I was trying to say. Or is dating someone with different political beliefs a deal breaker? Are there any pros and cons in such a relationship? Teddy, where do you stand? And would you date somebody with opposing political views than you?
Opposing. I thought it was different.
Opposing.
Okay.
Well, okay, different or opposing? Let's break it down.
It depends on where you are. How big the pool of people is, right? Um,
Not the pool of people.
Sometimes you have no option but to
Wait,
date.
what? Okay, all
Yeah.
right, go ahead, continue. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, aren't you from Kansas? You know what I'm talking about.
I am not from I'm from New Jersey.
Yeah, sure. Now she's from New Jersey. Sure.
Now she is from New Jersey.
um, I lived in Texas for almost 10 years, and you know, everybody there is super conservative. So if and I dated there, so the people that I was dating were conservative. I think when people talk about the political differences, we can find some common humanity, and when we're disagreeing, it should not be on basic human things, right?
Mhm.
So if your idea of if your politics is to dehumanize me, then your politics is not really that. It's just fucked up stuff, right? um so if we're talking about, oh, I prefer people to be paid hourly and or salary, or in that, that's a different conversation.
Yeah.
But because we're in a time, especially the last maybe 10 years, the divisiveness is so visceral, then now we're looking at different lifestyle choices. But in the most traditional times, most of the political differences aren't enough to dent human relationships if we are in normal times.
Yeah, but we're not in normal times. This is an extreme time that we're in, I feel like. And for me personally, I think that you're right. I think that under normal circumstances, if I were to date somebody with different political views than me,
Uh-huh.
as long I would be able to do it. But now, because the political views are so vast and they include a lot of social issues, that if you don't agree with me on these social issues,
Right.
then I feel like we can't even begin to form anything.
Coexist. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because you don't agree with me gay people that gay people should be able to get married.
Right.
It that is what the extremist version of my differing political views are. That trans people are valid and they deserve to exist and have gender affirming care. So all of these things that affect my community and who I am as a person,
Mm-hmm.
I think that those are the things that are unshakable for me. That's the foundation of who I am, and whether or not I can form a bond with somebody romantically. So
Right.
if it's about money or things of
Mm-hmm.
that nature, I can totally find a bridge that we can cross, because
Mm-hmm.
if you make it money, then you can pay for me. So
Mm-hmm.
well, I'm
Right,
gonna get
right,
mad
right.
at that. So I think that there are certain things that for me personally, politically, that I can wash away or wipe to the side, but certain things about social issues and about everybody having things and everything, civil rights being equal, those things are uncompromisable for me. So yeah, cool.
Cool.
So,
I thought we were gonna put it light, but okay.
yeah, what I that was supposed to be light. Is that not light? We're talking about dating.
Yeah, yeah. No, I agree, because we now we're having conversations about if we as LGBT people should be even allowed to exist in public spaces, when we're
Girl.
literally not allowing any LGBT characters to be studied in any level at school. Then we are really raising people as opposed to talk about curriculum, which none of these people talking about books have any qualifications to talk to me about any curriculum ever. So
And speaking of books, like you said, they are trying to erase history, honey, and rewrite history. So none of that will fly with me. If you don't believe that the things that happen in history should be taught in our
mhm.
schools, then I don't see a bridge for us to cross in order for us to have sex. We can't have sex if you don't believe in history or science. So
We should do like Lysistrata, when the women decided that they were not going to have sex until the men got it together and stop the war. Maybe we as LGBT community should stop having sex with the conservatives and say, hey, let's fix this. And then that's maybe a way to solve this. Hey, you just gave me an idea.
let's do it. Let's go. Let's not have sex with these.
That's
All
a
right.
Lysistrata. Look it up.
Okay, I will. Not Eric Estrada, because that's the only Estrada I know.
No, Lysistrata. Lysistrata.
Liz, Liz.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'll put it here.
Okay, I'll Google her. All right.
Okay, keep going.
um. All right. So, wait, I'm the boss here. You don't boss me, okay? So now we spoke about Imane Khelif earlier, whose gender eligibility dispute broke out following her victory over Italy's Angela Carini. In about that lasted about a minute and alluded to the fact that she was disqualified at last year's Women's World Championship alongside Taiwan's Lin Yuting after two separate tests revealed that they both had elevated levels of testosterone, not XY chromosomes, guys. Some
Those are very different things.
Two very different things. So some people, prominent public figures like J.K. Rowling and Elon Musk, fuel controversy on social media, accusing her of competing in the wrong gender category. Well, she just won her semifinal round and is advancing to the finals in boxing in the Olympics right now. Teddy, what do you think about this controversy and Imane proceeding to the finals?
So we were having this conversation, I think, when we met last week offline,
Mm-hmm.
and I want any conversation around this to be expansive and not to be the inclusive, right? So
Okay.
my point was, we can have a conversation where we are limiting people to compete. Is that we actually are at a crossroads right now, and that we maybe have to expand what the gender divide in these competitions is and
Okay.
define it better, right? um Having not looked at any medical records for these persons, and just the fact that the Olympic Committee that handle this already cleared them for competition, I have to go by what they did, right?
Yeah, of
So
course.
you cannot now just quote some other thing that happened in some other place, right? um just like if we were in court, what we're talking about is the issue at hand, not what I did when I was 12, not what did when I was 18, just what the
What'd you do
issue
when you
is.
were 12?
um just an example, I was 12. When I was 12, I was 12. So to me, the conversation, first of all, most of the conversation has been super problematic.
Yeah.
None of it, it's actual real information. And just the fact that this person was cleared by the Olympic Committee, then I don't have to engage with anything else. And good. I mean, she's in the finals, meaning that no matter what happens in the finals, she will medal.
Yeah.
So that's exciting, and good for her, And even the people that they were quoting as saying that this person was like super strong and all this problematic language, they came out and said, by the way, I didn't say that. By the way, that did not happen. By the way, I was sick. And so all of the stuff has been clear. So to me, people need to stop talking about and get on their lane. But like, what are you a boxing expert now? People that never actually watch a boxing match and now has opinions about what is happening there. Yeah.
Yeah, I have watched a boxing match. So,
Of course, we're Puerto Rican.
of course, we're Puerto Rican, right? So my opinion on this is that transphobia in any level, and even though this person is not trans, right?
No.
It affects cisgender women. It affects people, any woman. If you're a woman, this will affect you. So I feel like the more that we as a society try to define what femininity is and what a woman is, the more we will run into these issues. Because this is, even though she's not trans, this is a clear instance where transphobia is affecting people. Because if anybody can run up and say, oh, this is a such and such, or this is that, then where is the line drawn for us for people to actually define themselves? I think that is such a crucial part of this, and that can't be taken away. And I'm so happy that Imane, I hope I'm pronouncing her name right, it moved on to the finals, and that they are not letting this stop them from achieving their dreams. I think that it's so admirable that they keep going, and this criticism or these all these debunkings and things of that nature that are meant to harm them. And because they're from she's from Algeria, so
Yeah.
this is something that is not legal in their country, and it can actually
Mhm.
cause them harm. So people are not thinking about that. J.K. Rowling is definitely not thinking about that in her moldy house. So so people really should take stock of how transphobia is affecting not only trans women but women across the board, because I
Right.
definitely have known people that have been uh, dis they have been discriminated against because people think that they're trans when in fact they are cisgender women. So how are
Right.
we going to say who what I can't define what a woman is. So how is somebody else going to define what a woman is or how a woman should look to a cisgender woman? So yeah, I think it's a big issue, and I think that you know, people should be more inclusive as far as trans people are concerned. At the end of the day,
Amen.
amen. All right. Since we're on the Olympics, and
Uh-huh.
there's so much to report
Oh
on,
my
including,
goodness.
I mean, did we talk about Big Boner Guy? I think we talked about Big Boner Guy already.
Not with me, but
No?
mm-mm.
Well, okay. So what do you think about the pole vaulter man?
It's not gonna be sexy like people think. I actually think that what they're doing is really problematic because first of all, he didn't get caught. His penis got caught in the beam, but really his leg hit it first. So it's not like what people are saying. It's not really right.
Oh,
And also, if we were talking about a woman's like breast or something getting caught in
yeah.
something, like people will be like, ah, and like we're
Up in
gonna do it
arms.
to a man. That's kind of like sexually harassing to me. So, next.
Okay. Well, I was here for it. So I guess I'm sexually harassing this man, and I'm
No, no, it's okay to
sorry.
watch that. It's okay to be fun, but why are you making a whole article with like screenshots of it, like
Sorry to
variety?
this
Like,
man.
please stop.
Because I DM'd him and said he should go on OnlyFans. No, I did not,
Okay.
but I might. But speak while we're on the Olympics, and like I said, there's so much to report of them. But I want to focus on something a little bit more positive. Australian Olympian climber Campbell Harrison kissed his boyfriend in front of the cameras his after competing in his category. He didn't make it to the finals like Imane did, but he didn't let this loss stop him from celebrating the fact that he became an Olympian. After the competition was over, he ran over to the sidelines and kissed his boyfriend in front of every last camera. Homophobes were up in arms, and I thought it was beautiful. Teddy, what do
Yeah.
you think about this?
I think it's beautiful, and I think we need to see more of these images, right? Us existing in public spaces, being affectionate with each other, and because why is he gonna hold back to congratulate his man because he's in a public space, right? There, we shouldn't be doing that. It's 2024, so it was cute, and good luck in 2028. I'll see you here in LA,
Hey.
maybe.
Oh, it's gonna. I thought it was. Oh yeah, you're
He's in
right. It's
LA.
gonna be in LA.
But
Okay,
it's part
cool.
of it is in LA. I think there's other cities too that are involved. But yeah.
Lovely. I can't wait. Okay, maybe I'll come visit you in 2028. Okay, but
Oh yeah, I
before
can
then,
wait 4 years.
okay, calm down, bitch. All right. No, but I think that's great, and I think that this is, like you said, we need more examples of this out there in the world. I take every opportunity to kiss a boy in front of a bunch of people whenever
Right.
I can, and I think that this is beautiful. I think that it definitely normalizes gay relationships and affection in this
Hmm.
world. And I think we need more of those examples, like you were saying. So thank you for weighing in on that, Teddy. Also, talking about the Olympics, staying on the Olympics, Drag Race
Sure. More
star.
Olympics.
I know, right? It's all politics and Olympics right now. That's all we can talk about because that's what all the coverage is. So, anyway,
Hmm.
Drag Race star Nicky Doll has officially taken legal action against right wing commentator Laurence Fox. On the 26th of July, Paris Olympics kicked off, and it was an incredible opening ceremony. The ceremony also featured a feast of Dionysus.
Hmm.
Okay,
Or Bacchus. Mhm.
Bacchus. Let's do that one because I know how to say that one better. Which was it was a sickening runway segment from Drag Race France stars Nicky Doll, Paloma, and Piche. And while the performance was a hit amongst many pop culture enthusiasts, it also drew significant backlash from many anti-LGBTQ plus critics like Fox, who called the queens deviant little pedos. Wow.
Ooh.
Uh, on Twitter, that was on Twitter. It didn't take long for Nikki to respond to Fox's bizarre rant, and Nikki expressed her intention to take legal action against him, which she did on August 2nd. She filed paperwork to sue him for defamation and through her lawyer. Teddy, what do you think of this news? And did you
Mhm.
enjoy the opening ceremony of the Olympics?
You know, it's funny to me that so many people are up in arms. This ceremony was so long. It was one of the longest ones, and I actually enjoy, as a theater person, I
Long
enjoy
things?
I enjoy long things very much, and I like literally tune out at the like 2 hours in. I'll tune out. So I actually missed the feast, and then they started posting, and I'm like, "What is this? What's happening?" So just a little bit of facts, you know. So Dionysius, which is now considered the god of theater because his feasts, in a Greek time, in the Greek ancient times, which predates Christianity. We're talking
Mm-hmm.
about this civilization was 800 BC. We're talking about a long time ago, you guys. These ceremonies was what
How old were you
birthed.
then, by the way?
I was just 12. Yeah.
How cute.
Me and
I mean, you
Bacchus
look
go
it, but.
way back. Yeah, so these ceremonies really was what incepted the theater, the Western theater that we know today. So Broadway wouldn't exist if these ceremonies, and they were celebrations of wine, there were celebrations of sexuality,
I can
meaning
get
there
behind
were
all that.
orgies happening here,
Hey,
you
hey, hey.
guys, and most of these were men only. Okay, so when we're talking about these conversations, let's have the actual conversation, like what these images are, and not just make up some shit that you just picked up in some blog in the internet that was posted 5 minutes ago. So let's have conversations that are actually intellectual. So
Ooh.
I didn't mind it. The ceremonies were okay. I don't think they're one of the best ones. And the openings are always weird. People bring a bunch of things from different places. So I didn't mind it. I think it was fun. I think some of the stuff was fun. But I don't find it offensive at all because it wasn't.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So I'm glad that
And
Nikki Doll.
I
Go.
forgot to talk about the sue. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Girl, get
Yeah.
that coin. Get that coin.
I love that my response was like made you remember that you forgot to talk about her getting sued. You were like,
The
"Oh
actual
wait."
topic. The actual topic. No, get that coin. Yeah. Why are the immediate reaction to LGBT people existing is like we're pedophiles? You know what? Get that. That's defamation. I'm not a pedophile, and you're gonna pay for it for damages. So
Yeah.
I hope you get assigned millions of dollars, and you can set up, and then you set up a trust fund for LGBT youth, and that would be just amazing for all of us.
Exactly. I could
Okay.
not agree with you more. Uh, Nikki Doll is doing a damn thing. I'm glad she is standing on what she said she was going to do. I need to stop tapping this because it's shaking my camera. But I do think that it's something that is necessary for to show everyone that we are not playing games as far as our names are concerned, and we're not associating ourselves with that type of speak. So for you to come at all LGBTQ plus people, honestly, because drag queens are like they run the gamut. So
Mhm.
I feel like for them to say that they're attacking our community 100% and everybody in our community basically. So attack on one of us is attack on all of us. So I feel like this is something that needed to be done, and it's to show everyone that we are not going to take this anymore, because there are more straight heterosexual, I don't even want to say this, but pedophiles out there than there are, honestly, from my perspective and from what I've seen out there in the world. But I think that for me personally, it looks like there are more people out there that they need to be worried about as far as their own households that they need to clean up. So that is something that we need to let everybody know, basically. Bryce goes, he says that the Frenchman that had the pole vault with his dick got in the way, he was offered $250,000 to reveal what his dick looks like.
That's it.
And I mean, would you pay more, or would you ask for more?
I wouldn't have been having that conversation at all.
Teddy, why not, Teddy?
It's not that I'm clutching my pearls. It's just that,
girl, I mean, I'm the one that got on the pearls. I should be clutching mine, okay?
I do like your Fisher Price pearls. Those are cute.
Baby's first pearls? Oh, wow.
Babies.
Yeah. You know what? Buy me some new ones. How about that? Okay.
Maybe if you come to LA, I will.
Book me a plane ticket and I'll come.
I take it too, this bitch.
See? All right. So are we moving on to that one that you sent me? Not necessarily the one that we scratched, but the other one with the Kentucky clerk, or
yeah, sure.
Skip it. Okay. So former Kentucky clerk who refused to issue marriage licenses to same-sex couples a decade ago is appealing a ruling ordering her to pay thousands in attorney fees, arguing that the landmark Obergefell ruling in 2015 should be overturned. Davis objected to the same-sex marriage on religious grounds and was briefly jailed. A federal judge ruled in January that Davis, who is the former Rowan County clerk, must pay $260,000 in fees to attorneys who represented a couple who sought a license from her office. Attorneys from the group, the Liberty Counsel, filed a brief Monday asking the Sixth Circuit U.S. Court of Appeals in Cincinnati to overturn the ruling. Why am I getting all the hard words to say today? But I mean, so what do you think, Teddy? What do you think about this ruling? What do you think about Miss Kim? Yeah,
Miss Kim is back, and Miss Kim is back carrying in. I think that she needs to pay up. It's time. And also, this was 10 years ago. She hasn't paid anything. What the hell is happening? This was in 2015, and now she is suing back to pay the attorney's fees. These people were legally married, and she didn't want to sign up their certificates. And the court decided that she needed to pay $100,000 in damages plus legal fees, and they had expensive lawyers. And now they ram you one, and now it's time to pay it up. That's my opinion.
Yeah, totally agree. You, Miss Kim, you do not get to say who is allowed to be married and who is not allowed to be married. You are not the determining factor. You do not have, just because of your religious views, you don't have the last say on who I can marry. Okay? If you don't agree with it, move out of the way and let somebody else sign that shit, because you're not going to stand in my way as far as this is concerned. Now, it would be a completely different story if the law upheld what she was trying to do.
Which
it did not. And hopefully we can make moves to where it will not, because we got a vote coming up. So everybody do what you got to do.
That's on the docket of the Supreme Court for sure.
Exactly. So this is something that could actually go on record as being a law that gay people are not allowed to marry. So we got to do what we got to do in order to make sure that does not happen.
However, if there's
Miss Kim don't win. Go ahead.
Yeah. So whatever, if that were to happen, she will have to reappeal and then maybe get her stuff clear. But that's not the case, and that's not what the decision was on her denying the service of her office. So pay up, bitch.
Yeah, pay, bitch. Yeah. You want me to come to the house? I could bring the bill collectors with me.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah. They just need to stand in front of her house. It's like, where's my check?
Where
Where's
is
my
my check? Run
check?
me my money. No.
Bitch
She's
better
lucky she
have
got
my
away with it this long.
money.
Hey, you can't go wrong with Rihanna. So Teddy, since we're
Yes.
talking about jobs and we've been talking so serious
Uh-oh.
about Olympians and things of that nature, the gays are asking, what are the most attractive jobs out there in the
Uh-huh.
world? The gays on Reddit, who do the most? Okay.
Sure.
So, under a post dedicated to the topic, several factions emerged. There are those who are especially into blue collar gays, like mechanics, contractors, construction workers, truckers, and the like. And then there are those who want a man who went to MIT and are in
Sure.
software and are making robots and shit,
Yeah.
who are rocket scientists.
Mhm.
So, but the overall general consensus was, if you got a job, then it's all good.
In this climate, if you have a job, that's sexy.
But what kind of guy do you normally go for as far as like jobs are concerned?
um. Wow. So, a side story is that when I was in grad school, I always felt that whenever I became a professor, I was gonna become like this sexy kind of like person that and I always imagine it like being like just like so elegant, and it's not. I'm always tired. I'm always trying to get more caffeine in my body because it's like I'm very taxing. So maybe, but a good teacher is always to me sexy. So I think
Oh,
an
teachers.
educator,
Okay.
teachers, professors, things like that are, and anybody that it's a little bit on the nerdy side. So everybody that does something like that you have to wear like special glasses for all of that
Wait,
stuff.
what? Who's got to wear special glasses for their job?
Well, if you're in a chemistry lab, you have to.
Oh, like those
uh,
goggle thingies. Okay, all
yeah.
right. Those are not special glasses. Those are just goggles, protective goggles.
Girl, are you trying to be a contrarian to me today? What's
I
happening to you?
mean, no, we've agreed
Somebody
on
needs to
every
get
single
laid.
issue.
Oh my god, she is angry. Are you okay? Are you okay, baby? What is sexy to you?
Now you and I both know. Okay. So me personally, I like it. I like a guy that is very artistic.
Oh.
So it's so funny that you like a guy that is like you, and I like a guy that is like me, that is artistic
Hmm.
and is very creative. So did you ever watch Queer as Folk?
Yes, both of
So
them.
remember when Justin was dating that guy that played the violin?
Yeah.
That was my dream. That boy was my dream back in the
Hmm.
day. I used to want a man to play the violin that looked like him.
Hmm.
But I any type of artist will do. Singers, musicians, artists that paint, or photographers, creative directors, anybody,
Hmm.
an actor.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really like a guy in the arts. So yeah, but that's just my. I'll date anybody as
So
long
you
as
don't
they
like
got a
money.
job. You right. You right. We about to be broke.
Yeah. Bryce says that I was trying to explain what an erudite is. Yeah, an academic type I like.
Yes,
Yeah,
erudite. Someone that's erudite.
but I'm open. I'm open. Just slide into my DMs and make your best offer.
We heard that about you. We heard that about
You
you.
did?
Uh-huh. Especially this Thursday. No, wait a minute. All right. So speaking of this Thursday,
Yeah.
we hung out and we had a great time and it was fabulous. So the pictures, when are the pictures going to come to me so I can post them on my Instagram?
I think Stevie posted some of them today.
Did he?
Yeah.
Okay, he didn't give them to me. Anywho, so when we hung
Mhm.
out, we actually got a chance to meet one
Yeah.
of the people that is in this next story. There's a new studio in town, and it's focusing on Fire Island. Pines Play Studios is celebrating the vibrant and diverse community of Fire Island Pines. It's an extension of Pines Play, which is a collection of home goods and apparel that includes the popular meat rack tank and guys. And Pine Play Studio content ranges in its level of explicitness from engaging with in safe for work media that highlights the island's fun and adventurous spirit to very steamy, not safe for work adult content. Our films are artistic interpretations that blend reality with creativity. And the reason I want to do this story again because we hung out and we met this guy Lucas Leon. So
Yeah.
what do you think about Pines Play Studios, and what did you think
Uh-huh.
about meeting Lucas Leon? Did you even know that he was because he was in a show
Yeah,
in the
I
bar that we
knew
were
he
at?
had to be a performer
Okay,
because we were at Rebar in New York, and they had this show, which is what I would call in theater, what we call like shadow puppetry,
shadow
but
play. Yes.
it was people instead of puppets, and they were just doing fun things in the shadows. And afterwards, because somebody got, when Kodi told me that he was a hungry top, I thought that he meant something else, but he left and went to Taco Bell. So when we were leaving, we were trying to find Cody's that he's at Taco Bell. We ran into one of the performers,
Oh my god.
and
So
and
funny. I met him too.
oh, did
Okay.
you?
Yes. Remember when we were like, where is the dark room? Because we wanted to find the dark room. And we went into that
Oh, you see, you
area.
talked to him afterwards when you
You
were in the
you
Taco
did.
Bell.
I was
Yeah,
at Taco
you see,
Bell.
I thought that's what you were referring.
So funny. Yeah, I met him earlier when we were in that little area.
Mm,
So
you know,
that is hilarious.
hilarious.
Oh man.
Yeah, no,
I
I
can't
talked to
believe you met him
him.
when I was in Taco Bell. Was
Yeah,
he
and
nice?
he was super sweet, and we invited him to the podcast, and he's gonna come on in a later
Oh,
episode.
cool.
So we got that booking, and yeah, the content is really sexy. And they have some previews on Twitter, wink, wink. So look them up, and yeah, looking forward to actually talk to him more in depth.
Oh, me too. I can't. I'm glad he's coming on the show. I can't believe I was in Taco Bell when you guys met him. I
Yeah.
actually got to speak to him because I just met him and it was weird, and we were like, but I'm glad that this is coming out because the Pines. Honestly, I haven't seen much out there in the media to highlight the Pines. I know that it's like our best kept great gay secret right now. So I'm
Mhm.
glad they're out there showing what the Pines is and really advocating for the Pines. We should probably try and get the creators behind Pines Play on here too. So maybe I'll reach out to them. So
Please.
and that is fun. All right, moving on to some Reddits. What Reddit were you interested in doing, Bo?
Jockstrap, maybe.
Okay, we can do that one after we
Okay,
do
just pick one.
because jockstraps is going to go pretty quickly. I feel like.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna go with this ultimate fantasy. Okay,
Oh,
what's your ultimate fantasy or sexy idea that you haven't had the chance to explore with a partner? And they don't even go into details as far as this is concerned. So that is the question. So Teddy, I want to broach that question to you. What is something that you haven't done with a partner that is your secret fantasy?
so I don't have a partner, so basically everything. My fantasy is to have sex. How sad.
Well,
Um,
it includes previous partners.
so I would say, nothing that is multiple people I've done. So I'm
Wait, so
excited.
you want to do something with multiple people,
Yeah,
or yeah? Oh, okay. Like
because
4 or 5.
I don't no. Let's start with three. Okay. 405 sounds like the Spice Girls. That's a lot of people.
Stop right now. Thank you very much. I need
Yeah.
somebody with a human touch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh, can I read some of these? These are really funny. He
Go ahead.
says, I want to be a dominant bottom personal dildo.
Oh.
Wow. I, I want that too.
Okay.
Um, a little gangbang with 4 or 5 guards. Risky places, situation, especially in a public. So you see, I personally don't like risky sex.
Oh, why not?
I am a person of that I enjoy more sex when I'm more calm. So I'm more
Okay.
zen that way. Now that is mild. That doesn't mean there are two different things. But if I'm like nervous about getting caught, that doesn't excite me. It's the opposite. What about you? What is your since this is your Reddit?
I want to explore. So let me tell you something that I love to do that I have
Mhm.
already done, honestly. I've had sex with a partner in a public space, and I love to have people watch me having
Oh,
sex.
interesting.
It is it's it fills my soul. It gets my
Mhm.
dick so hard.
Oh,
I love to have people watching me because I don't
yeah.
know. I think it's the performer in me. I
Yeah.
love and
So,
just
so in theory, that would not have to be in your place then. So it will have to be like a sex place, right?
yeah.
Or a
So
cruising place.
but only with I don't necessarily if I'm with a partner, I don't want anybody else touching my partner. So
Right.
I think that for me personally, I think that I would love to have sex in like a sex club where I can just have people watching me. And I've done it in a
Right.
sex club before
Right. Right. Right.
where with a partner and we were in like a booth where people
Mm.
could see through the
Where
sides
is
of the booth.
this?
It was in Montreal, honey. It was fabulous. We need to
Oh,
go.
wow. That sounds
And
fun.
it was like a wet works or something like that. So
Mhm.
and people could see through, but they couldn't touch us. So it was so hot. I was actually on the bottom in this instance. So I
Oh,
know.
like she was bottoming.
So I think I want to do it as a top
Yeah.
and just have people watch how I get to pound
So what's
this
the
hot bottom.
etiquette? I'm always concerned. I'm always curious about what's the etiquette of that because I've seen in a sex clubs that sometimes like just because you're in the dark room and maybe getting frisky with one person, like it's like open season and people like kind of gravitates to that
Yeah.
couple. And sometimes I'm just like I don't like what would that be? Oh, James volunteers with a tribute.
You got really distracted by that comment, didn't you? You were like on on track with your comment, and then that popped up, and now you're like, oh,
But that,
thanks,
there you go,
James.
Cody. But that's what the question is. What is the etiquette like? Because sometimes people can be like aggressive in that way.
Yeah, I get aggressive back, honestly. If I don't want somebody to touch the person that I'm with, I will let people know that it's not okay for them to touch.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, and normally 9 times out of 10, they respect my boundaries,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but sometimes you have to be more insistent with people that
Right.
that is not something that we're into. We're here for you to watch us, and that's it. So as long as you know your boundaries and you know where you want things to end, and you
Hmm.
have a decisive end to it, I feel like that is where it translates a lot better because you know in your heart where you want things to end.
Hmm.
All right,
Consent, consent, consent. Right.
consent is important, honey. Okay, because if it's not consensual, then it's not for me. Do you want to do this jock strap one really quick?
Sure. You were the one I wanted to do it. That one.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So this Redditor asks, can I wear a jockstrap in the gym? I was wearing a jockstrap because it's sexy throughout the day, but when I went to the gym, I didn't have the chance of, I didn't have a change of underwear, but changed from my work clothes to my gym clothes. I was wearing a jockstrap. Is that okay? Do straight people see jockstraps in their normal world? What do you think, Teddy?
Well, jock straps are for the actual function of a jock strap is for baseball players and people that had to wear cups. So yeah, straight people have seen them. So it's not a gay thing. um, Second of all, I would think that it would be better to wear them for the gym as opposed to for work. Um, but I guess I have it work backwards. I
I mean, he wanted to feel sexy in his work
Yeah,
clothes.
yeah. I guess
Like
when
Alicia
he
Keys, he looks a lot different outside his work clothes.
Sure. So the I I seen it in the gym actually yesterday. Realized that a couple people were not wearing underwear
Was it me?
because no, I wish the because you notice things, and especially I was doing legs, so there's a couple of things around me that were like kind of like very revealing. um so I think that if your underwear is your underwear, I actually wear underwear and compression pants to the gym because I want everything to be like more tight. I don't want things
Right and right.
going through the side or getting caught on, because I'm there to work out. So um well, good for you. Good for you and your jock strap.
Yeah, I wear a jock strap all the time to the gym. I get a little self conscious sometimes because you can definitely see with the gym shorts that I wear, you can see that it's a jock strap. So
Yeah.
sometimes I get a little self conscious, but I don't. At the end of the day, I don't care. It's about me feeling sexy, and
Hmm.
so as long as you feel sexy, go out there and do it. I feel like if I have to change into something else afterwards, like work clothes, if I'm not just leaving the gym in my gym clothes, then I will not wear
Right.
a jock strap because everybody don't need to see my ass in the gym,
Yeah.
unfortunately. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, well, all right, y'all. That's our show for this evening. You can follow our guest, Teddy Alexis, on Instagram. You can follow me on two different places. Well, Teddy Alexis's handle is Teddy
Teddy
Alexis.
Alexis. Yeah.
Yes. So my handles are KMD Coaching. And for more thirsty content, you can follow me on Mr. Maurice. You can follow the show at TAGSPodcast, and you can follow Steve V for his OnlyFans, also at TAGSPodcast. All right, Teddy, thank you so much for this for coming and joining us today, and thank you to our amazing audience. And in the meantime, continue having
Hot
hot gay
gay sex.
sex. Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.